Hi everyone, welcome to GM Arun's channel. In this video, I would like to show you guys one of my favorite studies, a 37 move win from the starting position. Well, 37 move win seems pretty long and you might even think how you're going to find it. But trust me, once you understand the concept, this is going to be super simple. And regarding the topic, are we going to be really better than Alpha Zero if you are able to find this position? Well, I personally checked with the engine Fat Fritz and also Relachess, and they were not able to find the answer from the starting position. They were able to figure it out around move number 22, 23, and I think by then, like for every human player, the solution seems pretty obvious. But yeah, from the starting position, I don't think the engines find it. I gave them a few minutes as well, but they were not able to really find out the answer. And since the new artificial intelligence engines are considered to be just a clone of Alpha Zero, and I think yeah, most of us are better than Alpha Zero, at least in this position, as far as this position is concerned, because they don't find the answer, but we can find it. Well, challenge position is, I mean, I call it as the challenge position because in our classes, generally, like when kids come for the class, I usually have a separate small session during the class called challenge position. Some kids also call it fun positions. Well, unlike the regular positions, regular games, I generally choose a lot of studies which are quite interesting for the kids. And many kids usually, they love it because the creativity is amazing, obviously, which we don't come across in regular tournament games. So let's get started with this position, which is a long 37 movement. Let's get started. So once you understand the concept, it's going to be super easy. But if you guys think you need to find the answer yourself from here to prove you're better than Alpha Zero, then please can pass the video at this point. But if you think you need some help, I'll talk about the general ideas to begin with, and then you can still find the answer, which may make you still better than Alpha Zero, I guess. So let's get started. Okay, so usually I give this position to the kids to make them understand the sense of initiative. Well, as you can see, for an untrained eye, it feels like this position, white is just completely getting outplayed. Like white is just lost because to begin with, there are a lot of more material that black has in this position. To begin with, like pawn promotion to queen or queen c1 in this position seems like white is getting checkmated. And even material wise, like white is just completely down. But all that he has in this position is the initiative, which is the most important of all. And if you start calculating a little, you'll understand that every move is going to be a check until it's going to be until the end of the position that we are going to see. And until then, black is just going to make the same moves as he is completely stuck and he cannot do anything else in this position. To start with, white goes out with queen a8. The attack begins here. As you can see, there is no good way to block the check. Black has to keep playing king h7 and king h8. And this starts here, which will keep on going for a long time. So our idea here is slowly start eliminating all the pieces and pawns that black has in this position one by one with checks. Obviously, we won't be able to eliminate everything. Obviously, you can't attack the queen will capture you back. So anything that we can capture, we have to capture, but that has to happen with a check. That's the goal. So if you're able to find it from here, that will be awesome. But I'm going to show the answer from here anyways. So queen c8 check, followed by queen d7, followed by queen e8. And here you need to capture the e5 pawn with a check. But right now, if you capture it, it's not a check. So you have to start with queen e7, followed by queen e5. And obviously, we don't have time to take the bishop or the knight because black is promoting the pawn next move. So again, we have to go back and try to win the knight next with a check. So if you want, you can find it yourself from here, but the continuation is queen e7 followed by queen e8. We walk down back to a7, where we attack the king and the knight at the same time and force him to go to h8 so that we can capture the knight next. And after this check, king h7, once again we have to start eliminating all the pawns next. But if you have to win the c3 pawn, the b2 pawn, which are the most dangerous in this position, it has to happen with check. So without eliminating the c3 pawn, b2 pawn cannot be taken, and without eliminating the f5 pawn, the c3 pawn cannot be taken. So the target is the f5 pawn right now. So once again, the checks begin at this point, and check, and we capture the f5 pawn, and next the target is the c3 pawn. So we go back here. Somewhere around here, when we reach this position, the engines are able to find out the remaining answer. But I think by now it's pretty obvious for every human being, I guess, to find the remaining answers. I guess queen d4 followed by queen d3. Yes, and we eliminate the c3 pawn. And finally, the b2 pawn also has to go out. Once again, with a check, white eliminates the b2 pawn as well. And at last, whatever is left is the bishop, and that's also gone. And when everything is over, white is simply ahead in terms of material, and all that is left is just a knight and the queen. White wiped off the entire black army with checks. It's just amazing position. I loved this position, and when I show this position to the kids, they get really excited. So I think the viewers will also like this position just the way I loved it. And with this, we can wind up this video, and I'll see you all in another video then. Thank you.